The Rock is back in business. Solo Sikoa is winning MITB. The WWE is planning a full-blown feud for Rusev. Triple H does not like LA Knight. Braun Strowman's next role after leaving WWE. WWE accidentally spoils Bianca Belair's return date. CM Punk on Damian Priest's huge announcement. Big news on Cody Rhodes after he no-showed on SmackDown. Brock Lesnar spotted with a new look. R-Truth defeats John Cena at SNME. Let's dive right in. Solo Sikoa is winning MITB. Solo Sikoa's star power has dimmed lately, taking a hit as the tribal heir during Roman Reigns' bloodline reign. His slide started with a crushing loss to Reigns on Raw's Netflix debut, a moment many call the turning point in his career. The bloodline's cracks are showing, and Solo's role has shifted dramatically from tribal chief. But a comeback might be brewing. Sikoa earned a spot in the men's Money in the Bank ladder match after winning a triple threat qualifier on SmackDown. A big moment could be coming, with Solo possibly grabbing the MITB briefcase to reclaim his spotlight. Here are 3 signs he might win it this year. Number 1. Climbing back to the top. Solo Sikoa has struggled to keep his momentum, but a comeback is taking shape. His recent win in the Money in the Bank qualifier could be a game changer, setting him up for a major career boost. WWE might have big plans for Solo, starting with a huge victory in the ladder match, launching him straight into the WWE title scene. If he keeps racking up wins, Solo could soon stand among the biggest names in wrestling, ruling SmackDown alongside his bloodline crew. Number 2. Solo's pledge to restore bloodline glory. After Roman Reigns lost to Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 40, Solo Sikoa swore to bring the world title back to the bloodline. He faced the American Nightmare a few times, but couldn't seal the deal. As the faction's leader, Solo needs a massive win to climb back to the top and avoid being overshadowed by WWE United States Champion Jacob Fatu. The qualifier win was a step, but the real challenge awaits. Solo must do whatever it takes to scale the ladder and snag the briefcase, his ticket to the world title picture. Number 3. Powerhouse backup with Fatu and Mateo. Solo. Sikoa's road to Money in the Bank. Glory looks easier with Jacob Fatu and JC Mateo in his corner. Mateo's debut adds a new layer to the bloodline's chaos, and with this trio built on raw power and unpredictability, they're sure to stir trouble at the event. Fatu's dominance as WWE United States Champion is clear, while Mateo's motives remain a mystery, making their presence even more threatening. With Fatu and Mateo backing him, Solo has a huge advantage in the ladder match. Their support could leave other competitors with little chance of winning. Everyone's eager to see what WWE has planned for Solo. The WWE is planning a full-blown feud for Rusev. Rusev's back in WWE, and a massive showdown could be on the way. Word from PW Insider says WWE is cooking up a major feud between Rusev and Sheamus on Raw. After years wrestling as Miro in AEW, Rusev stormed back to WWE in April 2025, now locked in as a Raw star. He made waves on the April 21st episode, ambushing Alpha Academy and showing he's ready to dominate. Rusev inked a new 2-year deal with WWE, and he's set to face Akira Tozawa on the May 26th episode of Raw. Adding fuel to the fire, his real-life wife, CJ Perry, once known as Lana, signed a WWE Legends contract, making his return even more exciting. Sheamus, back from injury and signed to a fresh 5-year WWE deal, is also tearing it up on Raw as one of the company's toughest fighters. This Rusev-Sheamus feud isn't coming out of nowhere. They've got history. Back on November 3rd, 2014, Rusev beat Sheamus to claim his first WWE title, the United States Championship, in a gritty WWE Network match. Their feud was a brutal, hard-hitting slugfest that fans ate up. They later teamed up in the League of Nations with Alberto Del Rio and King Barrett from late 2015 to April 2016, taking on Roman Reigns in major tag matches before the group fizzled out. Now, nearly 10 years later, WWE's ready to reignite this rivalry, with both stars bringing new energy. Is bringing back Rusev versus Sheamus a genius move, or should Rusev dive into a fresh fight instead? Triple H does not like LA Knight. A wrestling veteran just dropped a bombshell about trouble behind the scenes at WWE. LA Knight, a fan-favorite star, might be clashing with the company's big boss. On the latest episode of Brodown, Vince Russo spilled the tea, claiming WWE's chief content officer, Triple H, isn't a fan of LA Knight. Russo explained that Knight's bold attitude and tendency to speak his mind when he disagrees with creative plans rubbed Triple H the wrong way. I heard this week. I got some dirt. Triple H does not like LA Knight. Yeah, because LA Knight is not one of those guys that falls in line and he speaks his mind if he thinks something is bad. And Triple H is not a fan of LA Knight. And I think that's why we always see a stop and go, and a stop and go, and a stop and go. It's like Triple H will let him go so far, and then purposely pull the reins back. But yeah, I heard Triple H was not a big fan of the guy. Russo went on to say that Triple H, despite his fancy suits and corporate role, is still one of the boys from his wrestling days. That comes with baggage, like playing favorites and holding grudges, which could mean an unfair shake for some stars. He can wear a suit all he wants, he can get 100 statues of him made. Bro, when you're one of the boys, there's going to be baggage. There's going to be baggage with some people you like and some people you don't like. It's never going to be an even playing field when you are one of the boys and you have the book. It's just not going to be, man. Will LA Knight ever get the big push to become WWE's top star, or will this backstage tension hold him back? Only time will tell. Braun Strowman's next role after leaving WWE. Braun Strowman is eyeing a new path after leaving WWE, and it's not in the ring. The monster of all monsters took to social media to throw his hat in for an acting gig, aiming to play a fan-favorite video game character on the big screen. Strowman was let go from WWE after WrestleMania 41, alongside stars like Dakota Kai, Shayna Baszler, and Cora Jade. He had returned to the company in 2022 when Triple H took over creative, but his second stint didn't live up to his past glory. A live-action Street Fighter movie is in the works, and IGN posted on X that names like Roman Reigns, Jason Momoa, Noah Centineo, and Andrew Koji are being considered for roles, with Reigns tied to the character Akuma, Guken's younger brother. Strowman jumped into the conversation, making his pitch to play the hulking Zangief. "I volunteer as a tribute to be Zangief," wrote Strowman. His second WWE run was a letdown, with no championships to show for it. Wrestling journalist Bill Apter, speaking on Sportskeeda's The Wrestling Time Machine, weighed in on Strowman's release, suggesting WWE didn't see a future for him. "I don't think they had long-term plans with Strowman," Apter said. "I don't know if it's on his end, where he didn't want a full-time thing. He did go on some of the European trips and things, and he did put some guys over on TV. He's been there before. I don't think they looked at him for long-term programs, and I think that's why he's gone." As a former WWE Triple Crown champion, Strowman's next move is one to watch. Will he land the role of Zangief and make his mark in Hollywood? WWE accidentally spoils Bianca Belair's return date. Bianca Belair has been missing from WWE since her WrestleMania 41 loss, sidelined by a real finger injury from a triple threat title match that snapped her undefeated WrestleMania streak. The EST has been off TV, healing up, but WWE may have just let slip when she'll be back. The event listing for the next Friday Night SmackDown includes Belair's name, hinting she could return this week, just before the Money in the Bank Premium Live event. WWE's still piecing together the PLE card, with qualifying matches for the ladder bouts happening on Raw and SmackDown. Belair could jump into a triple threat qualifier, setting her up to chase the women's title with the MITB briefcase if she wins. Belair's never won the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, and this could be her moment to rise back to the top of women's wrestling. If WWE doesn't put her in the match, she might step into the heated feud between Jade Cargill and Naomi instead. Belair was supposed to be a key player in that rivalry, but has been kept out of it so far. Now, she could dive in to settle the score. There's even a chance Belair could turn heel, teaming up with Naomi to take down Cargill, building on their tag team history from before WrestleMania 41. At WrestleMania, Belair was laser-focused on the Women's World Championship triple threat, but was distracted by the Cargill-Naomi drama, which started at the Elimination Chamber. I'll be the first to admit that lately. I've been in my head. Everything that's happened with Jade and Naomi, it really messed me up. I've been doing nothing but standing up for myself and speaking the truth. Something that I think that anybody would do. So, I'm going to use everything that I've been through to be the Bianca that I know that I can be, she said. It's clear Belair's fed up with the Cargill-Naomi mess. When she returns, she might step in to fix things and possibly end their feud. The wrestling world's waiting to see what WWE has planned for her next. CM Punk on Damian Priest's huge announcement. Damian Priest is basking in glory, and stars like CM Punk, Wade Barrett, Lillian Garcia, Raquel Rodriguez, and others are showering him with praise after a huge moment. Priest was celebrated with a major accolade, earning a spot in the Bronx Walk of Fame for his incredible career. At the ceremony, he opened up about his journey, saying his dream was always to become a WWE champion. But as his star rose, he realized he had a bigger purpose: to represent his culture, his borough, and his city with pride. The goal was to be a WWE superstar, then a champion, live out a childhood dream. When I got to this huge platform, I realized I had a duty to inspire, represent my culture, my borough, and my city. I was truly honored. So today, standing here, in front of all of you in this place that I love, to give it back. I am so humbled and grateful. This is going to be a repetitive theme for me, that I will keep repeating those 3 words. This is real. It's actually what I feel. This is by far my favorite day in my career. CM Punk, Wade Barrett, and other WWE stars jumped in with messages of pride, showing Priest how much he means to them. With his ongoing rivalry against Drew McIntyre heating up, Priest will need all the support he can get as he heads into a brutal steel cage match at Saturday night's main event. Big news on Cody Rhodes after he no-showed on SmackDown. Cody Rhodes has been missing from WWE since his crushing loss to John Cena at WrestleMania 41, leaving fans scratching their heads. The American Nightmare was spotted chilling in Orlando, far from the WWE spotlight, after losing his undisputed title at the Show of Shows. Many thought he'd show up soon after to talk about his defeat and share his next steps, but Cody's been off WWE TV for over a month. Even though he was promoted for last week's SmackDown, he was a no-show, stirring up more questions. A new photo of Cody has popped up online, showing him with his wife, Brandi Rhodes, and others outside Epic Universe in Orlando, just a 2-hour drive from Tampa, where WWE's Saturday night's main event is set to go down. On a recent episode of Busted Open Radio, Bully Ray shared that Cody's absence is tugging at fans' heartstrings, but that's not a bad thing. It's building anticipation for his comeback. We miss him, and that's a good thing. Where is Cody Rhodes? I don't want to see Cody right now, but that doesn't mean we don't miss him. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. Now, he's gone. We like Cody, and the kids like Cody, and the parents like Cody, because the kids like Cody, said Bully Ray. When will WWE bring back the American Nightmare? With Money in the Bank 2025 approaching, everyone's wondering if the company's top good guy will return before or at the big event. Brock Lesnar spotted with a new look. Brock Lesnar hasn't stepped foot in a WWE ring for nearly 2 years, but he's still a hot topic online. A fresh photo of the Beast incarnate recently hit the internet, showing him rocking long hair, a bold change for the WWE legend. Lesnar's been caught up in legal issues that have cast a shadow over his WWE future, with some reports hinting the company might not bring him back until those matters are fully settled. While his return remains up in the air, Lesnar seems to be living it up away from wrestling. The new picture, featuring him with his wife, Sable, is making waves, with his long hair stealing the spotlight. Meanwhile, NXT champion Obafemi recently spoke in an interview about his dream to face Lesnar in the ring, confident that their clash would be a showstopper. It's going to be carnage. Yeah, it's going to be carnage. It's one of those things you have to see because you can't explain what it's going to be. I think Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar sells tickets. I think it's the main event of whatever show it's going to be on, and I think it's going to be incredible. Femi's being groomed as WWE's next big powerhouse, and there's no question that a match with Lesnar could kickstart a legendary career like the Beast's own. R-Truth defeats John Cena at SNME. WWE's 39th Saturday night's main event is shaping up to be a wild ride, packed with heavyweights like John Cena, Jey Uso, Logan Paul, Seth Rollins, and more. Cena's stepping back into the ring, fresh off defending his undisputed WWE Championship at Backlash 2025, where he beat his longtime rival Randy Orton. R-Truth helped Cena win by distracting Orton, but Cena turned on Truth, smashing him through a table at the post-show press conference. Now WWE's set up a non-title clash between Cena and Truth at Saturday night's main event. Fans are split on this one. Some think Cena, the last real champion, will easily crush the 53-year-old Truth. But there's a twist. Truth might bring out Cena's softer side, as he's promised, possibly turning Cena back into a fan favorite and setting the stage for Cody Rhodes' rumored heel turn. Cody Rhodes hasn't been seen since losing his undisputed title to Cena at WrestleMania 41 in a heartbreaking Night 2 main event. Fans are dying for the American Nightmare's comeback, and SNME could be the perfect moment. Rhodes recently dropped a hint, removing quarterback from his X profile, sparking talk of a darker character shift. A heel turn for Cody could shake things up, especially if he takes on a babyface Cena, who got emotional when fans chanted for him after his Backlash win over Orton. A heel Rhodes beating Cena could end Cena's in-ring career on a high note, as fans want him to retire beloved. It's a long shot, but it'd be unforgettable. On Sportskeeda's Unscripted, wrestling veteran Bill Apter shared 2 possible endings for the Cena Truth match at SNME. It's going to be a spotty run-in. It's either going to be a spotty run-in or Nick Aldis and all the referees come in and pull him, John Cena, off of R-Truth, he said. The Cena Truth drama is just one piece of the puzzle. Wrestling legend JBL on Something to Wrestle predicted Cena's final WWE appearance will see him as a beloved hero, no matter his current bad guy status. I don't see it. It's one of these things where they want him to come back to be Cena so badly that when it's all said and done, if he just comes out the next night as a babyface, the place will go nuts. They're going to thank him. They're going to thank him for everything. You look at this scenario. If he stays a heel, let's say his last match is on a Sunday. He comes out on Monday Night Raw the next night, and that's the last time you're going to see him. When he comes out, that place is going to go crazy cheering for him because they're going to be so thankful for what he's done. Cena, who turned heel earlier this year at Elimination Chamber 2025 and beat Rhodes at WrestleMania 41 to become a 17-time world champion, is set to retire from wrestling by late 2025. With plenty of matches left in his contract, fans are thrilled to see him face WWE's biggest stars on his way out. Many believe Cena will hold the undisputed WWE Championship until his final bow, having already surpassed Ric Flair's record with his historic 17th title reign. The Rock is back in business. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is jumping back into the Hollywood game with a hot new project. Reports say he's teaming up with a major studio for a thrilling new film, taking on a supporting role. The People's Champion is a massive star, lighting up the screen in countless blockbuster movies after stepping back from wrestling. He still pops up in WWE as the heel final boss now and then. According to Deadline, The Rock is reuniting with A24, the studio behind his upcoming MMA film, The Smashing Machine, for a psychological thriller called Breakthrough, which A24 will produce and finance. Set in turn of the millennium Southern California, the story follows an alienated young man who comes under the influence of a motivational guru, whose intoxicating charm masks his morally questionable methods of manipulation and his own concealed darkness. We're told Johnson will play the supporting role of the guru, with casting still underway for the lead role and other supporting parts, reported Deadline. The Rock's company, $7 Productions, is also on board for the project. Plus, he's set to star in a Martin Scorsese gangster flick based in Hawaii. On the Behind the Turnbuckle, The Last Word podcast, Jonathan Coachman said he's convinced there's tension between The Rock and Triple H. His co-host, former WWE employee Tommy Carlucci, backed him up. I think there's a lot of heat backstage. I think The Rock and Triple H are having some heat, and it's showing with the product because it's just not there. You know, WrestleMania is probably one of the worst WrestleManias we've seen in a long time. And now Backlash looked like a house show, Carlucci said. The Rock's last WWE appearance was at Elimination Chamber. No word yet on when he'll show up on TV again. On the Pat McAfee show, The Rock reacted to John Cena's huge win over Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 41, where Cena became a 17-time world champion, breaking records. The Rock praised Cena, calling him the greatest of all time and a surefire Mount Rushmore pick, predicting an epic heel run. Let's start with John becoming the 17th time heavyweight champion and legitimizing himself as being, without question, the GOAT period. He's on Mount Rushmore. Now gotta kick a guy off to put him on. I think now Dusty goes in the back. He was always on my Mount Rushmore. He goes on the back there with me. I'll be raising my eyebrows back there in the back of Mount Rushmore. You know, I think that, the way John, at the end of the night, John raising that title, that was the bottom line. That as the North Star. And I loved it. And I love that moment. I think he's gonna go on to have this insane run as a heel, he said.